cover Azure Data Studio, and we will actually start it at the beginning because it is kind of a new product, but we will get into how it is used for applications. I think it is uniquely positioned to do things well beyond its predecessor product, SQL Server Management Studio, which is still going to be around for quite some time. But it really is a new breed of applications, and I hope to do justice to the product because it really has a lot of amazing features and will continue to be improved. So to get started, the first misconception that's very common is Azure Data Studio just for Azure? And the simple answer is no. It really is a primary tool for data engineering, for data analysts, for anybody who really works with data and databases. But if you deal with applications, if you deal with database queries, if you deal with analytics, if you deal with Python and PowerShell and querying databases beyond SQL Server, then it certainly is an excellent fit. Azure Data Studio is a fork of VS Code. VS Code is part of the new breed of software from Microsoft, which is open source, cross-platform, multi-database. From that fork, additional features and capabilities, functionality have been baked into Azure Data Studio, but at its core is VS Code. And so as new features arrive at VS Code, you will likely see a form of that feature in Azure Data Studio. It is fully open source, and if you want to participate with this product at a very deep level, you can go directly into the source code, just like you can with VS Code, totally all up on GitHub. You can look at the source code, you can make changes to your local clone of it, you can make a pull request to Microsoft, and they may in fact review it and incorporate your changes if it makes sense. So it really is a new breed of software from Microsoft. And they're not limited just to SQL Server. Today it supports Postgres, but what's on the way is MySQL and MariaDB shortly, and I'm sure that list will continue. So what are the main features of it? Well, the main features, of course, database management, querying, visualization of your data. Code editing is a kind of inherited from VS Code, a very good code editor for PowerShell and Python, and of course, SQL. Snippets are a way to have reusable code that is not strictly just SQL, but snippets can be used for any of the languages that it supports. And the snippets themselves can be parameter driven and even have drop downs for those parameters. So it's a very powerful feature. Jupyter Notebooks, which I think are really all the rage these days, emerged out of data science, but it has tremendous application for all people who do data engineering. It's got an integrated terminal, so Azure Data Studio is a one-stop shop. It has source control integrated into a product. Big data clusters is also a feature, and it has an extensions marketplace, which is where you can go to get some really fun stuff. And this is where people can fairly easy come up with their own extensions to this product.